Welcome along to the Deep Dive. I'm Lex.
And I'm Vera. We're part of the team here at the C9 Podcast Show.
And a big hello to all our C9 followers, whether you're listening here on the podcast feed or, following the C9 business page. Great to have you back.
Yeah, welcome. And if this is your first time tuning in, the Deep Dive is where we take a whole load of source material articles, notes, research, and really boil it down. Our aim is always to pull out the key insights, the most important bits, really, to get you up to speed quickly on, well, sometimes complex topics.
Exactly. And today we're doing a deep dive specifically into source material all about developing custom Microsoft Teams applications and bots. And we're looking at it through the lens provided by C9, using only the information shared in the materials we have.
That's right. And our mission today, it's pretty focused. We're translating these sources for a very specific group, Australian business owners and C-level executives. So if you're thinking about how to genuinely lift productivity and collaboration in your company,
then this is definitely for you.
Yeah, you'll want to listen in.
We're here to help you understand, based purely on this material, how these tailored team solutions are being framed as, well, potentially transformative tools for your workplace. So let's jump right in.
Okay, so the absolute core message coming through loud and clear from these sources is this: custom-built Microsoft Teams solutions. They're presented as a direct way to boost productivity, crank up efficiency, and just get teams collaborating better.
And the material really points this out specifically for Australian businesses, doesn't it?
It does. That context is definitely there. And C9 is consistently positioned within these documents as, a key player, skilled, experienced in this exact field.
It seems the main thrust, the recurring theme, is using these custom tools inside teams to really smooth out workflows and ultimately boost how productive teams can be.
Yeah, there's a quote actually in the material that kind of sums it up. Transform teams with custom-built solutions by leading developers. That sounds pretty ambitious.
It does. It's more than just adding a feature, isn't it? It suggests fundamentally changing how work actually happens within teams. And when you think about the Australian business context, it's competitive, things move fast. The idea of making teams, your main collaboration space, work precisely for your company's unique challenges. That sounds like a serious edge.
It really does. Instead of forcing your processes into standard software, the software adapts to you. That's the promise here.
So what does custom-built actually mean in practice, according to these sources? What kind of things are we talking about?
Okay, so the sources break it down into a few key types of apps and bots that C9 develops.
All right, lay it out for us. What are the main categories?
First up, they talk about workflow automation bots. Basically, these are designed to automate those repetitive, time-sucking tasks that just get in the way.
Like what? Give us an example.
Think like scheduling meetings automatically, handling expense report submissions, or maybe tracking project updates right within a Teams channel without someone having to manually post it.
Okay, I can immediately see the time savings there. Cutting down manual stuff is always a win. What else?
Then there are information lookup bots. These are about giving people quick access to company info without leaving Teams. So company policies, HR information, maybe specific customer details.
You just ask the bot.
Yeah, you ask the bot a question, it pulls the answer. Simple as that. Keeps people in the flow of their work.
Right. Knowledge on demand. That's powerful. The sources also mentioned collaboration tools, didn't they?
They did. These are custom apps specifically designed to make teamwork better inside Teams itself. Could be things like custom project management dashboards built for how your team works, or maybe advanced tools for working on documents together beyond what Teams offers out of the box.
So enhancing that shared workspace makes sense. And crucial for connecting things up, integration bots.
Yes, this is a big one. This is where the custom solution connects Teams to everything else. You already use your CRM like Salesforce, maybe project tools like Jira, ERP systems, analytics platforms.
All those different systems businesses rely on.
Exactly. The goal is to get data flowing smoothly between them and Teams so you're not constantly alt-tabbing between 10 different apps all day long.
Yeah, that single pane of glass idea, huge productivity killer, that app switching. Okay, and the last category, the more advanced stuff.
Right, conversational AI bots. These are kind of the next level. They use natural language processing so you can interact with them more like you would a person.
How so?
Well, they might offer personalized help, guide you through a complex process step by step, or even proactively offer insights based on the conversation you're having. And again, all tailored to the specific business need.
Okay, that sounds quite sophisticated. Now, to make this less abstract for, our Aussie listeners, the sources actually give some specific Australian examples, right?
They do, which is helpful. They mention things like an Aussie team using a bot to automatically generate meeting agendas and action items. Imagine the admin time that saves.
Oh, definitely. Or this one. An Aussie HR department using a bot to automate employee onboarding processes. Anyone who's dealt with onboarding knows how much paperwork and chasing is involved.
hmm Automating even parts of that in Teams sounds like a massive efficiency gain.
Yeah. And there was one about customer service, too.
Yep. An Aussie customer service team using an AI-powered bot to answer frequently asked questions. So customers get faster answers to common queries, and the human agents can focus on the trickier, more sensitive stuff.
Got it. These examples really bring home the practical sort of day-to-day impact in a local business setting.
Definitely.
So moving on from what C9 builds, the source material then digs into the core benefits these solutions offer and, importantly, how C9 says they deliver them.
Right, and one of the big benefits they really hammer home is seamless integration.
Okay.
The material says their developers design custom solutions that integrate seamlessly with your existing systems, enhancing collaboration and streamlining workflows. It's about centralizing things.
So how do they actually achieve that, connecting all those different systems, CRM, ERP, whatever else you've got?
Well, the sources point to using APIs, application programming interfaces. Think of them as the messengers that let different software talk to each other securely.
Right.
And by using the specific Teams APIs and SDKs, those are the software development kits, the toolboxes for building on Teams. They can pull information and functions from those other systems right into the Teams interface where people are already working.
Okay. So the SDKs build on Teams, the APIs talk to other things.
Yeah.
Got it. That really cuts down on the context switching, like you said.
Huge time saver.
What's the next big benefit they highlight?
Customization and tailoring. This comes up again and again in the sources. They stress addressing the unique needs of Australian businesses with tailored solutions and bespoke Microsoft Teams app spots.
So it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about building something specific to solve your company's particular problems or workflow bottlenecks.
Precisely. And linked to that is another key benefit, enabling data-driven insights.
Okay, how do custom Teams apps help with getting insights from data?
The sources talk about creating custom analytics dashboards and reporting tools that actually live inside Teams.
Huh.
So you get real-time insights from all those integrated systems right there where you're collaborating, which helps with informed decision-making.
There's another quote here. Harness the power of data with our Microsoft Teams apps bots development services. Having KPIs or project statuses visible right where the team talks about them.
Yeah, I can see how that speeds things up. Data point to decision much faster.
For sure. And the last main benefit mentioned is scalability.
Meaning the solutions can grow with the business.
That's the idea. They describe the solutions as scalable so you don't outgrow them quickly. The sources say future-proof your collaboration tools with their scalable Microsoft Teams AppsBots development. So building with future growth in mind. That's important. And underneath all this, the tech they mention, besides APIs and SDKs, is leveraging the Power Platform, especially Power Automate.
Yeah, that ties back neatly to those workflow automation bots we talked about earlier. It seems Power Platform expertise is a key part of their offering, according to this material.
Okay, let's shift gears to something absolutely critical for any business, particularly for C-level execs listening: security and compliance. The sources really emphasize this isn't an afterthought for C9.
No, it's presented as fundamental, baked in from the start. The material lists quite a few strategies they use.
Such as starting with secure coding practices.
Exactly. Things like proper input validation, robust authentication, authorization controls building security in from the first line of code.
And proactively checking for weaknesses with vulnerability testing.
They mention penetration testing, security scanning, finding, and fixing potential holes before anything goes live.
Standard best practice. They also talk about least privilege access. Explain that.
It just means the custom app or bot only gets the absolute minimum permissions it needs to do its job and nothing more. Limits potential damage if something did go wrong.
Makes sense. And keeping things up to date with ongoing security updates.
Crucial. The threat landscape changes constantly, so patching the code and any third-party bits is vital.
What about compliance? specific regulations.
Yeah, the material covers this well. Firstly, meeting standard Microsoft 365 compliance requirements, but also adapting to industry-specific regulations. They mention healthcare, finance as examples where data rules are strict.
Right.
Plus, strong data privacy measures things like encryption, good logging practices, sensible data retention policies, and finally, ongoing monitoring and reporting to keep an eye on things after launch.
Okay, so it's comprehensive. The source is, quote, "Our Microsoft Teams AppSpots developers prioritize security in every solution. We implement robust security measures and ensure compliance with industry standards." So for you, the listener, particularly if you handle sensitive data, this focus is about trust, isn't it? Mitigating risk.
Absolutely. It's about ensuring that while you're getting these efficiency gains, you're not accidentally opening yourself up to security issues or falling foul of compliance rules. It lets you use these powerful tools with confidence.
Right. Okay, looking ahead now, the sources also touch on future trends, what's expected in Microsoft Teams development, say, heading towards 2025.
Yeah, it's interesting to see where they think things are going. One big area is improving the meeting experience itself. They call it meeting enhancements.
What kind of enhancements?
Well, think more apps and bots working inside the meeting. Maybe AI generating meeting summaries automatically.
That would be handy.
Real-time transcription becoming more standard. Interactive polls run by bots during the call. That meeting agenda bot we mentioned could evolve to help process outcomes, too.
Yeah, making meetings more productive and reducing the follow-up admin. Sounds good. Another trend, not surprisingly, is more workflow automation.
Yes, predicting even tighter integration with tools like Power Automate. The more complex business processes managed almost entirely within Teams. Think bigger than just expense reports, multi-step approvals, complex onboarding flows, that sort of thing.
And the big one everywhere right now, AI and machine learning integration.
Definitely. Expect AI to be woven more deeply into Teams solutions. The material hints at things like real-time language translation in calls, maybe sentiment analysis on chat threads,
Wow.
or bots giving personalized tips or recommendations based on your work patterns.
That intelligent assistant layer. Yeah, that could be a game changer. What else? Greater cross-platform integration.
This points to Teams apps connecting even more effectively with systems outside the Microsoft world. Deeper links to specific industry software or other popular third-party tools, extending Teams' reach even further.
Making it even more of a central hub. And finally, the growth of low-code development platforms.
Like Microsoft's Power Platform again. The sources see more citizen developers, regular business users, being empowered to build simple apps and automations themselves using visual tools without needing hardcore coding skills.
Democratizing development a bit.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Unlocking innovation from people closer to the actual business problems.
Yeah.
And the sources suggest C9's expertise, especially with APIs, SDKs, Power Platform, AI, puts them in a good position to help businesses leverage these trends as they emerge.
Building for the future, not just today.
That's the message coming through.
Okay, so let's pull this all together. The material wraps up by outlining what it calls the C9 advantage in this space.
Yeah. Based on the sources, this is essentially C9's pitch for why they're a strong partner for Australian businesses needing custom Teams solutions. They highlight their customized approach, building bespoke solutions. They point to their expert team. They mention end-to-end services handling the whole process, a strong focus on user experience, making sure it's easy to use.
Crucial. If people don't like using it, they won't.
Exactly. Also, ongoing support and maintenance, proven results, aiming for an exceptional experience, and having a customer-first mindset. It paints a picture of a full-service offering.
And they back this up with some stats.
They do. The sources cite 18-plus years experience, 350-plus projects completed, skills across 45-plus services, and expertise in 100-plus technologies.
Okay, those numbers suggest significant experience and a broad technical capability. They've likely seen a lot over nearly 2 decades.
Yeah, and the material finishes that section with a strong claim. Our Microsoft Teams apps and bots developers are dedicated to delivering high-return projects that revolutionize teamwork and productivity.
And for our target audience, Australian business owners, C-level execs, that phrase high return is obviously key. It speaks directly to ROI, to getting tangible business benefits.
Absolutely. Making teams work smarter, faster, more effectively.
Okay, so let's wrap up this deep dive. Based purely on the source material we've gone through today, custom Microsoft Teams apps and bots are presented as really powerful, tailored tools. Tools with the potential to significantly lift productivity, improve collaboration, and drive efficiency, specifically within Australian businesses.
And C9, according to these sources, positions itself as having the expertise, the focus on security, the tailored approach, and the track record to deliver these kinds of transformative solutions.
That's C9, presented in the material as Australia's leading custom software, apps, integration, and database developer company. So if you are an Australian business owner or a C-level executive thinking about how custom team solutions could perhaps unlock better performance or streamline operations in your workplace, well, the material suggests it's worth exploring what's possible.
And you can find more information from the source itself at www.c9.com.au.
That's www.com/sergio.c9.com/cac9.com/buddy.com. Now, before we sign off, if you found this deep dive useful, please do hit that follow button wherever you're listening. It really is the best way to make sure you catch our future sessions.
Yeah, please do. And if you know someone else, another business leader, maybe someone in your network grappling with productivity challenges who might benefit from understanding this potential of custom Teams apps, feel free to share this episode with them.
Absolutely.
And maybe one final thought to leave you with, something to mull over about the future of how your team works. Thinking about those 2025 trends we discussed, the deeper AI integration, the rise of low-code, how could leveraging those specific capabilities, as they mature, potentially unlock completely new levels of efficiency or innovation within your specific business operations?
Yeah, think about those unique frustrations or bottlenecks your teams face day to day. Could the evolution of Teams development, the custom side of it, hold the key to solving them in ways that just aren't possible with off-the-shelf tools today? Definitely something to consider.
Indeed.
Okay, that brings us to the end of this deep dive. We really hope it's given you some valuable insights drawn straight from the source material.
Thanks for listening. Until next time.